In today's video, I'm going to show you guys the 3 reasons why your backswing gets too long and how to fix each one of them. Hey guys, so let's talk about the backswing length getting too long and how to fix each one. Now, what we're gonna do in this video here is we're gonna have a portion of the video with an actual live lesson. Like I talked about in our previous videos, we're gonna play around with some different formats here and see what you guys like best. So we're gonna show you some clips of a live lesson I did with Tim, who has a backswing length issue. We're gonna go through parts of that, and I'm also gonna come back and show you the 3 main reasons and show you drills for each one. So take a peek here at the live lesson, we'll come back, I'll show you all the drills.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, it's too unpredictable. One more. That's the one nice part about having someone come in that like you've seen swing literally 10,000 times is it takes like a swing or two to see what's going on. It's a sort of classic Tim. Your good shots are great. Your bad shot, you swing, I don't know where the ball's gonna go.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's gonna go.
This is the classic Eric Parton lesson where you see me swing 8 shots and is now going to come here and just drop the knowledge on it.
Yeah, well, it's just, no, I mean, like, just in general, in terms of an individual playing golf better, like, if I watch JT,
Yeah.
if I were to watch him hitting balls even when he's good or bad, I could stand back here and look up, and I kind of know what it's going to do.
Yeah.
They're all going to kind of start the same, they're going to curve the same. So I watch you hit balls, it's like, good, boom, good, 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 right, good, left, left. Right,
good, left.
Right.
Yeah.
No predictability.
Yeah.
At minimum, if we came up and it was like good, 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 right, good, 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 right, right, good, right, good, good, right.
They can play golf
That's
that way.
fine, exactly.
Play good golf that way.
The issue is you didn't make that bad of a golf swing, and on 2 different swings, one of them was 30 feet left, one of them was 30 feet right. You missed the green both times. Where do you aim?
Yeah.
So we do need to focus on the predictability of the pattern as you go play. So let's check the mechanical. I think maybe I'll watch you hit like 2 drivers, just to confirm.
The driver's not good.
Yeah. In fact, let's not even get there yet. We'll be down stuff after the driver. Let's identify 1 or 2 mechanical priorities, and then let's find a practice routine for you that is really focused on hitting a pattern.
Please.
Yeah. But the position of the club's really good. Takeaway positions all in all look good. Hand path up to the top looks
No, that's good, dude.
Good.
That's solid.
Yeah, you're not super deep like normal.
Oh,
and
really?
then you go John Daly.
Yeah.
Right,
Then
so
we get
just
back there.
Classic.
Just that's the most
Super long.
That is Tim Wallach
Yeah.
in a nutshell.
Someone said say 3 things about Tim's swing. Swing too long would be one of those 3, of course. As you work back off the ball, again, so a lot of the same traditional moves. We can talk about that face as we go. There's the really long.
Is it the 8-iron?
Yeah, really long arm swing compared to like this would be lovely, which obviously again for using it for like a chip shot.
Yep.
So super long, and then part of a reaction of that length. Pretty good width maintenance there.
Wow, dude, that's better than I had even when I was playing all the time.
And then there's a little bit of kind of hand action there at the bottom, obviously. It's pretty good.
Wow.
It's not brutal. I want you to look in the mirror the whole time. I know it's tough.
do that.
Yeah. Slowly up to the top of your swing and then pause. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. So there's probably where I actually want you. This would be in some simple Lehigh math, right?
Yeah.
Here, relative to this and this, would be like a 45-degree angle of your left arm. Here, arm 45. Got me on that?
I'm with you.
Okay. So that would be about where I would literally want you to go. Of course, if you take your normal setup, you're going to have to feel when you go back, make a backswing, like you go to about there. Yeah. Right? So it's going to feel that short with our intention of getting it to like left arm parallel. I'm sorry, like a 45-degree angle to the backswing. We're going to hit 3 shots. You're going to try and do your best to just shorten it without me putting something in. Obviously, we've done like the glove and stuff like that before. I'm going to record them. I'm going to show you what it looks like relative to that. I don't care where these golf balls go.
Okay.
Your sole intention is to shorten the backswing length. Okay?
Can
And I'm going to adjust as needed. 3 golf balls. What club do you have?
8.
8's fine. I'm going to grab my phone.
Got it. It's Texas size 10-4.
Cool, whenever you're ready. Okay. That was a pretty nice job. It's actually short, which is good. Here's that.
Wow, that's still so long compared to what I thought that was.
Yeah.
I thought it stopped at my knees.
That's actually probably like a couple of inches shorter than I actually want it. It can go a little longer than that in reality. But that's going to change a lot of your downswing pieces there.
Yeah.
So there's the top of the backswing here. So here's him feeling super short. Actually overdid it a smidge. I want that left arm about 45 degrees, but that's better than normal. All right, guys, so let's talk about this backswing length issue and some of the drills that you would use to fix them. Now, in Tim's example here, obviously, I've been working with him for quite a while. I know his swing flaws really, really well. He's a higher level player. So sometimes, and for some of you, it's just as simple as me telling him, hey, you need to swing shorter, okay? And for some of you, that's the deal, okay? It's your swing is too long. You need to swing shorter. Now with Tim, we've gone through this before, and usually how it'll work is when you feel like you're trying to swing shorter, you don't even come close to swinging short enough, right? So I know when I tried to shorten my swing length and I was too long and across the line, right, I had to feel like I only swung back to like literally hip high, right? So I was making these back swings and I'd try and shorten it, try and shorten it, and it didn't even come close to being short enough. I had to literally get to the point where I would make a backswing and I'd get to only hip high was my feel. And then from hip high, I'd make my downswing. Now, of course, I was recording this and giving myself feedback as we went. So part of you, it'll be that easy, swing way shorter, literally like you're only going back hip high. For some of you, you're clicking on this video because you know your backswing's too long and you haven't been able to fix it. Some of you, again, you know it's too long, haven't been able to fix it because you're not exaggerating enough, you're not going short enough. And then for the rest of you, maybe you don't understand why it is going too long or how to fix it. So there's three main reasons here why the backswing portion would go too long, okay? The number one reason, there's in no particular order, there's just three different reasons here. I'm gonna take my setup and we'll go through these here. So the number one reason why the backswing gets too long, or one of the three, is that the arms travel too far, okay? So the arms travel too long. If you look at elite level players, and we'll just talk with an iron in the beginning, when I do sort of their face on, I go up to the top of their swing, their left arm usually is about 40 to 45 degrees, is about how far their arm travels. What I mean by that is if there's sort of a straight line here and a straight line up, and this made a 90-degree angle like this, their left arm would go about 40 to 45 degrees. That would be about normal, okay? So part number one would be the arm goes too far. That could be just because your arms travel too far. That could be your arms went too far because you turned too much. And whatever reason the arms went too far, I'll show you how to fix that in a minute. The second reason is because the elbows bend too much. So if I make a backswing and I go up to the top and my arms go to here with good structure, that is my left arm's reasonably straight, my right arm is 90 degrees or so bent. If I were here and all I did now was bend my arms more than normal, you'll notice that the club head and the club go a lot farther, don't they? Right, so here's my good arm structure. Here's my arms bending a ton at the top, right? So that's reason number two. And for me to fix it, I'd have to get them back to good. We'll go through how to do that. And the third reason is overhinging. So if I went to the top of my swing, and a common problem would I'd go up to the top. Here's again sort of my good wrist angles. We'll say my left arm and the club are about a 90-degree angle roughly. If I went here and all I did was hinge the club more, so I went past that 90, you notice that the club head and shaft will travel a lot farther. Here's my normal right here, good wrist angles. Here's my way past 90. Okay, so the club went too far. Those are the three main reasons. Arm travels too far, elbows get too bent, or the wrist gets unhinged. I'm going to show you fixes for each one of those three. Okay, issue number one and fix number one, right? The swing going too far because the arms travel too far. Well, part of this deal in all of these videos, I'd love to know what the root cause is. Why are the arms traveling too far? Is it because of a turn issue? Are they just traveling too far? It might be different for different people watching this, but some of the fixes remain the same. Now, for the arms traveling too far, I have some gadgets here that we'll use. One really good drill for this is just a normal alignment rod. So I just have a little kind of cut off blue one, but you can use a full size one would work fine. How you do this is you'll take this alignment rod and you're going to put it under your trail armpit here. So for me, under my right armpit. Now I have about a half length of a normal rod here like that. So if you have a normal length tube one, that's fine. But I'm going to put it under my armpit here like this. I'm going to put it actually this way. So I probably have about 2 feet of the stick. I'll turn this way so you can see it. About 2 feet of the stick out in front of me here in terms of front of my armpit. So now when I take my normal setup here, and I go up to the top, that being in my arm is going to serve as a stopping point for my left arm. So notice as I make a backswing, this is going to hit my left arm at about parallel to the ground, okay? Now, this is too short of a swing in real life, but for those of you who go way too far, what do we always talk about? You need exaggeration. So what I want you to do with this stick-in is I want you to train where you hit, as soon as this hits your arms, or as soon as this hits your left arm, you're done going back, and you're gonna make your transition into your follow-through. And you can make a little swing with this in here too. So I would work this, I'd make a backswing. Okay, there's to my arm at left arm parallel, downswing. And just little half ones first. Here, downswing. And I would work this eventually into pretty full length swings, and you can actually even hit some shots with this in. This would be my recommendation to start with if the arms travel too far. Now, in combination with that, without a stick, right, is just literally feeling it go short enough. This was Tim's case when we first started. Tim, when I first met him, the club head was like back here like John Daly, and I had him make backswings where he felt short, and it went from about here to like here. It changed like literally 2 inches. And then I said even shorter, and then it went here, 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 to the point where I was like, all right, literally make a backswing where you only feel like you're hitting like a chip shot, right? And so he went to where he felt like his hands went to about his right thigh, and he made a downswing, and we looked on video, and it was perfect. So again, when I did it, it was more like I felt like my hands got to my hip, and I went down. He felt like his hands got to his thigh. Every one of you whose swing goes too long, okay, in order to shorten it, if you just felt like it was short enough and exaggerated enough, it would shorten. Okay, it's just a matter of exaggerating. None of you are doing anything that you have to swing so long. You would shorten it if you exaggerate enough. That's it, right? That's it, period. Now, that's the first one with the arm on the way back, and I'm going to show you number 2. Okay, reason number 2, right, is the elbows bending too much, both arms bending too much. Now, what that looks like if I go up to the top of my swing here, if I take my normal setup and I go up to the top, when I bend my elbows too much, okay, the club goes where? Longer or shorter? Obviously it goes too long when I'd go that way. And the idea would be that I want to lengthen my arms out. Now again, some of you need to just literally think that, lengthen your arms. But of course some of you will have tried that and it didn't quite work. Okay, now first thing I want you to think about when you're talking about not having your elbows bend so much at the top of your swing is I want you to think more about your trail arm or your right arm than your lead arm and your left arm, right? So obviously when we go to the top, everyone talks, hey, keep that left arm straight. And there's some truth to that, right? It should be more straight than bent. But of course there's the trail arm component here as well. Okay, so when I go back up to the top, if my left arm gets too bent, what also happens to my right arm? It also gets too bent or it bends too much. If I straighten my left arm out, what also happens to my right arm? My right arm gets longer, right? This is similar to the video we did on wrist angles where everyone talks about a flat left wrist. And for people who can feel that, that's great. But for some of you who can't feel a flat left wrist, right? You need to feel the right wrist go back. Anything you do with your left side, you're gonna do something with your right side. Both hands are on the club, right? So if you go back and you're trying to keep your lead arm straighter and it's not working, there's probably a reason why, but that's beside the point. You can feel the opposite with your right arm. So when I take my normal setup, instead of letting my right arm bend a lot, if I went up to the top and I felt like my right arm was straighter, there's still bend to it, right? I'm saying when you get to the top, your right arm probably wants to be somewhere around 90 degrees. This would be about normal. If I did that and put a club in, that would be about normal width and swing length there like that. Now, when my right arm gets past 90 or bent like this, more narrow, right? Now if I put a club in there, now my swing got longer automatically. And the only thing that changed is my right arm bend changed. There's 90 degrees. Here's my club in, good length. Here's my right arm going past 90. Here's my club in too long, right? So if you're here at the top, one thing you can do is just feel like your right arm gets longer. How long do you need to make it feel? As long as you need to the point where you're recording it and it looks normal. So if you're really bent here and you say, oh my God, I feel like I have it where it doesn't bend at all, and then you record it and it bends perfect, then guess what? You need to feel like it doesn't bend at all for now. The feels you guys always ask for, how much? Does this apply for different things? Yeah, you need to feel as much as you need to when you watch it, you get where we're talking about. That's it. As much or as little, that's it. So that would be part number one. Think more about your trail arm than your lead arm. Of course, for some people too, when you go up to the top, the arms getting bent, right, is more so about the elbows separating. For some people, the arms go too long, the elbows bend too much in combination with the elbows getting too far apart. This isn't every single one of you, but for some of you. Now I'm going to use our Tour Striker ball here. You guys have all seen this. A lot of tour players using this. Martin Chuck has a lot of good products on his site. This is one that we use. If you were to put this or an object, what I like about this is just the necklace that we have here with it, right? So I've used other balls before and they're cool and you get them for a couple bucks, but then when they drop out, you got to go chase them. So I'd rather pay a little extra and have the necklace here. Now you put the Tour Striker ball between your arms here. If I were to go up to the top and I kept the ball between my arms, what we'll notice is that I have much better structure of my elbows. That is, during my backswing, my elbows don't separate. And for some of you that go too far, you're good to here, and then you go too long, as soon as your arms start to separate and your right arm goes out. I don't mind the right arm going out for some of you, but for some of you that the swing is too long, specifically those of you that go too long and across the line, keeping this ball and as you make little swings here like this would be a good starting point as well to train it. So think right arm length. If you're someone who elbows separate as they bend as well, you can put the Tour Striker ball and keep the elbows closer together, and that will take care of the swing length portion for you. Okay, reason number 3 why the swing gets too long, again, we said is because the wrist angles get over exaggerated, or that is that the left wrist has too much hinge at the top. Now there's 2 products that I've personally used that work really well to get rid of this. What I have here in front of me, I have the Power Package Golf, which is one of them, and then the other one is the Swing Guide. Now we'll put links in the description for both of these down below. Both of these to me work equally well, not one that's better than the other. To me, they do the same thing. The Power Package has pieces on for both of your wrists, which I like. The Swing Guide has a piece on for just your left wrist or just your lead arm. Both of them work really, really good. So I like these a lot. I refer these to people in person probably 9 times out of 10 that have wrist angles that are too jacked up. It's a couple bucks you're going to spend, and it's feedback that you have that you know that you're doing it correctly. Now how this works is this, right? This is just attached to my club at the grip. The Swing Guide works the same way. You just put it on the iron that you're using. You actually hit balls with it too, which I like. So I'll take my normal setup position here. And when I take my normal setup, neither of these are going to be on my wrist. But the deal is when I go to the top, this little piece here on the left is going to hit my lead wrist at about that 90-degree mark that I mentioned, right? So I physically can't overhinge this without that putting a lot of pressure on my lead wrist. And there'll be a point where I literally can't do it or else I'm going to break the device. So the deal here is you put it on, you go up to the top, and as soon as you feel that get on your lead wrist, and I don't have it set for me perfect for both wrists, I just set it up for my lead wrist. When you have it there perfectly on your left wrist, that's the top of your backswing, that's as much hinge as you need, and then you can make your downswing and follow through. For those of you that over hinge a lot going back, of course this is going to feel like you literally don't hinge the club like at all. You're going to feel like you go up to the top and you're like Steve Stricker like this, right? So you're going to feel no hinge whatsoever, so that when you go up, you'll feel this and it'll feel, that'll be your normal right there, will be that getting on your left wrist. And again, the Swing Guide will do the same. All of these pieces have one commonality. Whether your arm goes too long and that's why you swing too long, whether your elbows bend too much, or whether you overhinge, to fix it, you need to feel the opposite of what you're currently doing, and you need to feel it way more than you think you do. If you know your swing's long, right? That's step 1. Now maybe you didn't know which one of those 3 and that's not why you fixed it, but if you did know which one of those 3, you say, hey, I know I go too long because of that wrist angle piece, and you haven't fixed it and you know what the problem is, what does that probably mean? That probably means that you're not exaggerating enough. Okay, that is what's causing it to go too long. You need to feel the opposite. You need to feel it in a big way. It applies for all 3 of them. It applies for any swing changes we're going to make. Okay, if you're not making adjustments or not making them as fast as you want, and you're doing the right thing, you know you're doing, you're not exaggerating enough, right? You are not exaggerating enough. You need to be filming yourself and exaggerate this so much to the point where it's too short, right? Overdo that. That's a good problem, and then you can find middles with it. So I hope that that helps. Those are the 3 main reasons I see that people get too long. Again, there could be some other root causes. One big thing just to keep in mind, I want to add on the end here, is that the body turn has a lot to do with this whole deal, and probably could be more of this video. I'm kind of throwing this in here at the end, is a lot of the overswinging I see happens because you guys don't turn enough. Okay, when you make a backswing and don't turn enough, the only way for your brain to still get the club up over your right shoulder is to do one of the three things. Make your arm travel too far, elbows bend too much, or left wrist bend too much. So a good portion of you are gonna struggle with this. Also don't have enough turn. Look at the turn videos we've done before. If you increase your body turn, these things will be easier. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor, click the like button down below. Click the notification bell if you haven't, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you guys have any comments, leave them down below. Thank you.